Привіт, друзі! Вітаю на каналі VERBA. Today we are having the 8th grammar lesson for beginners and we will talk about adjectives. Прикметники in Ukrainian. So what are adjectives? These are those words that describe additional characteristics of the nouns or pronouns, such words as big, small, expensive, cheap, and so on. Today we will learn how to use them in Ukrainian, because their usage is quite different from the English, for example. As you can see, we could say гарячий чай, but гаряча кава. So these adjectives, they may have different endings. But before speaking about the endings, let's learn at first some vocabulary, so actually some basic adjectives that you need to know in Ukrainian. And the first pair or couple is big and small, or small and big. So, маленький подарунок, великий подарунок. Маленький, великий. The second pair is also about kind of dimensions. So we have низький хлопчик і високий хлопчик. Низький, високий. These adjectives may be used both for people and different objects. For example, buildings, будівлі. So it will be низька будівля і висока будівля. The next pair is also about dimension, about how long is the object. So we have короткий олівець, короткий, і довгий, довгий олівець, короткий олівець, довгий олівець. Also, these adjectives could be used about the periods of time. For example, long and short night. Коротка ніч, довга ніч. The next pair tells us about the speed. The first boy on this picture is fast. So, швидкий, швидкий хлопчик. And the second one is kind of slow. So we would say повільний, повільний хлопчик. Швидкий, повільний. Okay? Let's move on. The next set of words or phrases. Actually, here we have not two, but three of them, because we have different grade of the temperature, and they describe temperature. So the first one is cold. Холодний. Холодний напій. Холодний. The last one, let's jump a little bit, is гарячий. Гарячий напій, which means hot. Гарячий. And теплий is something in between. So теплий will mean warm. Холодний, теплий, гарячий. Let's move on. The next pair describes the level of our attention. So we could say нудний урок. Нудний. And цікавий. Цікавий урок. So нудний is boring or dull. Цікавий is interesting. The next pair. Here I used the noun персонаж, which is a character. So we have злий персонаж. Злий. І добрий персонаж. Злий, добрий. Злий can mean both angry or evil, and добрий will mean kind. The next boy. The first one is really loud. So we could say it in two ways. Голосний хлопчик. Голосний. Or гучний. Гучний хлопчик. They are synonyms. And their antonym opposite adjective is тихий. Тихий хлопчик. It's like quiet or come boy. The next pair. Важкий і легкий. Важкий рюкзак. Something that is difficult to pick up. Рюкзак is a backpack, so heavy backpack. Важкий. І легкий підручник. Підручник is a textbook. Підручник. So, легкий підручник. It doesn't weigh too much. So this pair can be used about weight, but also about difficulty of the task. So, for example, if to take the word lesson, урок, again, we would say важкий урок, легкий урок. So, difficult and simple lesson. The next pair. Новий, старий. Новий чобіт, старий чобіт. So, new and old. But старий also can be used about age of people. But then it will have different antonyms, as you can see. We have молодий чоловік, a young man, and старий чоловік, an old man. So старий will be used both for objects and people, while new and young, the same as in English, will be different words. Новий, молодий. And the last pair for today is about money, про гроші. So, дешевий одяг. Одяг is clothes. Дешевий одяг і дорогий одяг. Дорогий одяг. Дешевий cheap, дорогий expensive. So I hope you have written down these words, and now we will work on the grammar. Probably you paid attention that they all have ending ий. Дорогий, цікавий, великий, маленький, ий. What it means? This ending ий is typical for masculine adjectives. Yes, adjectives may be masculine, feminine, neuter, and also plural. So they can have 4 forms with 4 different variations of endings. The masculine ending we usually consider as initial form of the adjective. Why? Because this form is always given in the dictionaries. Like you can see here, the beginning learners Ukrainian dictionary, which I, by the way, recommend you for all beginners who learn Ukrainian, because it has very good word articles for different words. I told about it recently in my Instagram. But as you can see, for example, the adjective веселий with ending "e" is given in masculine form in the dictionary as its initial form. So when we learn the adjective, we already know how its masculine form looks. Always. And here we go to changing it to feminine, neuter, or plural forms. And here you at once may have a question. For masculine, I am writing in this table that there is ending "ый" or ending "и". So ending "и", it's like soft variant of ending for the soft stem. But first of all, more often, like I think around 80% of all the adjectives in Ukrainian will have a hard stem, so they will have ending "ый". And the second thing is that you will always know which stem you have, hard or soft, because when you look at the new adjective in the dictionary, it's given in masculine form, and you already see if there is ending "ый", hard stem, or "и", soft stem. So how to change them to feminine, neuter, and plural forms? If we have the adjectives with a hard stem with ending "ый", then for feminine form you replace it with ending "а". Старий becomes стара. For neuter, you change it to ending «е». Старий becomes старе. And for plural, to ending «і». Старі. If you have the adjective with ending «і» in masculine form, then for feminine you replace it with «я», for neuter with «є», but for plural still with «і». So plural form is the most simple because here it always will be ending «і» for the adjectives. Let's take a look at the example. Осінній. What means осінній? Probably you remember from one of our lessons the word осінь, autumn or fall. So осінній, this is the adjective for autumn or fall. So осінній masculine, осіння feminine, осіннє neuter and осінні plural. Also, we have in this table more words such as новий, великий, теплий. You know them from our previous part of the lesson. And some new adjectives for the soft variation. Літній, which is connected with summer, so it's adjective for summer. Домашній, home, adjective for home. And сусідній, adjective for сусід, neighbor. Now I'm asking you to stop the video and to write down the variations of these 6 adjectives for feminine, neuter and plural form. Ready? Let's check. So here you see the correct answers. You can check yourself, correct mistakes if you have, but I don't think that you did. Yeah, by the way, Solomia is giving you a thumb up and is asking you to give a thumb up to this video. Поставити вподобайку and don't forget to subscribe if you are not subscribed yet. Another important moment is to remember what question words do we use for each of these form of adjectives. So for masculine, the question what will sound like який, який, старий, який, новий. For feminine, яка, яка, стара або нова. For neuter, яке, старе, нове. And for plural, які, старі, нові. As you can see, the endings of these question words are the same as the endings of the adjectives that we use in these forms. Okay, so now we know how to form feminine, neuter and plural adjectives, but why do we need it? Because when we use the adjectives in collocation with noun or sometimes pronoun, then the form of our adjective will depend on the gender or number of this noun. So if your noun is masculine, your adjective will be masculine. If your noun is feminine, your adjective will be feminine. If it's neuter, adjective will be neuter. And if it's plural, then plural. Everything is very logical, right? Let's see some examples. For the adjective старий, old, we have старий будинок. Будинок is masculine. It's ended with a consonant, right? So it's masculine. And then we use the form старий. Стара машина. Машина feminine, so the adjective will be стара with ending a. Старе вікно. Вікно is a neuter word, so we will use the form старе. And книги, which are plural, will be старі. Старі книги. The same for the next line. For the adjective autumn or fall, осінній. Осінній ліс, autumn forest. Осіння погода, autumn weather. Осіннє сонце, autumn sun. And осінні черевики is autumn boots. Черевики is boots. Now I want you to practice it a little bit. Here you can see 4 different pictures The nouns are given. It's дідусь, друзі, квартира та взуття. And we need to use the adjective старий in the correct form. So I am asking you to choose correct ending for this adjective for different collocations. Let's go. So the first one, дідусь. Is it masculine, feminine, neuter, or plural? Дідусь is masculine. So we would use the adjective старий. Старий дідусь. The next word. Друзі. Друзі. What друзі means? Друзі is friends. So this is a plural word. Then which ending do we need for the adjective? Of course, it will be ending «і». Старі друзі. Старі друзі. The next word. Квартира. What is its gender? Квартира. It's feminine. So the ending of the adjective will be «а». Стара квартира. Right? Стара квартира. And the last word. Взуття. What is its gender? Let's remember our lesson about genders. Взуття. It has ending я, but what is so special about it? There we have double T. So double consonant before я will be neuter. Взуття is neuter word. So the form of adjective will be старе. Старе взуття. Okay, well done. Let's have one more exercise. This time for the adjective дорогий. Дорогий. Expensive. So we have the word картина. Картина. Картина, картина, картина. It's feminine, right? So it will be дорога картина. Дорога картина. Дзеркало. Дзеркало. Це воно, right? It's neuter gender. So we would say дороге дзеркало. Дороге дзеркало. The next word. Окуляри. Окуляри. We remember that this word is always plural. And that is why we would say дорогі. Дорогі окуляри. And the last one, телефон, will be masculine, of course, and it will be дорогий телефон. Okay, I hope you have managed to do this task, and now I have a list of sentences which I will read for you, and I want you to try to understand their meanings and to write in comments your own examples with those adjectives that we just had during the lesson. This way you will memorize them much better than just listening to this lesson just once. So, у мене в кімнаті є маленьке дзеркало. У мене в кімнаті є маленьке дзеркало. У мене є висока подруга. У мене є висока подруга. У мене є нова сукня. У мене є нова сукня. Ця кава дуже гаряча. Ця кава дуже гаряча. Цей фільм не цікавий. Цей фільм не цікавий. Ця тема не важка. Ця тема не важка. And I think that's true, the last sentence. This topic is not hard. And actually, that is all for today. As usual, I want to say a huge thank you to my patrons whose support lets me to film these videos for you guys. And if somebody wants to support my Ukrainian language and culture projects, you could do it on Patreon. The slides are available to all my patrons. And of course, I will be very grateful for your вподобайки, your likes and comments and reposts. If it's possible, it will be a huge help for me to promote this video. Thank you very much for watching. Дуже дякую and hope soon we will see each other on the next lesson. Бувайте!